What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Stop It Reactions. Before we get into today's video, I know I said it in one of my earlier videos, but I've noticed it a lot in the comments that you guys are all referring to me as Stop It Reactions, and that finally clicked to me as to why. And that's because I've never said my name on this channel. I mean, I've had other people say it, but my name's Ryan. So when I brought Steele or Carly or John on, they might have said it, but yeah, my name's Ryan, guys. So from now on in the comments, if you use, hey Ryan, you check this out, mate. That'll be decent. But as you guys can tell by today's title, we're going to be checking out the Icelandic team. And the video is the Vikings shocking Euro run, the unbelievable rise of Icelandic soccer. This video was made by Vice Sports, and it was suggested to me by someone who's from Iceland, Vladimir Rafan. So, without further ado, we're going to get into it. Jimmy Johns.
We don't have an army. We are too few to have an army. So probably if we go to a war, we'll be easily defeated. So this is kind of our army.
Welcome to Iceland, a tiny Nordic nation
That's
best known
sick.
for Bjork, the Panama Papers, and a haunting lunar landscape selected by the Game of Thrones producers to be the home for the wildings beyond the wall. Just 325,000 people live on this actively volcanic island,
It's crazy,
stranded
mate.
in the
It's
icy
like
waters
nothing.
of the North
It's
Atlantic,
nothing, mate.
a number give or take around the same size as Corpus Christi, Texas.
Why'd they pick
Football in
Corpus
perspective,
Christi,
Iceland's
Texas?
always been a backwater. The team has always been a guaranteed 3 points for all opponents, but over the past 4 years, all that's
Faroe
changed.
Islands? Never heard of
Iceland
her.
has soared in a footballing revolution from number 131 in the world to as high as number 23. They're
That's
young,
crazy.
and they play without fear. And now, at Euro 2016, they've become the smallest country ever to compete at a major international tournament. I came to Reykjavik to meet the managers, players, and fans who made it happen here, and found out how the bloody hell they did it.
Big Pete. Big Pete.
15 years ago, I didn't believe that I would ever see tiny Iceland go to the finals.
Well, at the
I
Euros.
think that's a little bit a part of our Viking mentality from the old ages. And perhaps the fact that we are a little bit crazy, you know, we think we can do everything and we just go for it.
We can pass it around, we can defend as a team, and we can score goals.
I mean, I'm not trying to mug him off, but he just said that they can play soccer or football.
Iceland's population might be just 1/1000th of the United States, yet its national team have shocked traditional powers like the Netherlands, Turkey, and the Czech Republic to earn its place at Euro 2016. The nation's transformation into Europe's hottest footballing micropower, though, is a recent phenomenon.
Rækja og jafna. En Daninn á strax boltanum, Finn Laudrup leikur fram, leikur á Íslendinga 2 og þrjumskot í bláhornið 2-0.
14-2.
Take me back to the dark years of Icelandic football, when Iceland
It's a yellow for the entire team.
first in the world.
Come
We
on.
had quite a bad spell for 8 years.
Some would say 80 years.
We really only had good condition for football in the summer, on the natural grass in the summertime.
It's fair.
Months, maybe.
I went to training at times on kind of stone pitches, if you can put it like that. It was just like little rocks instead of grass, and that's where we train. Many of the pitches that they play on in Iceland are in very bad shape, so it's a tough winter.
Iceland
fair.
finally realised it had a weather problem. Good soccer players don't become great training on ice and gravel for 7 months a year. So the country
Czechs.
started building giant training centres, or as they call them, soccer houses, across the nation. This
Why do they say
country,
soccer?
Windswept, freezing. I mean, it's very hard to go outside and kick a ball.
Yeah.
Take us back to the thinking that led you guys to create this.
I think when the artificial pitches became normal abroad, people started thinking we have to do this at home. So the FI sat down And then the ball really started to roll, and the first hole like this came in the year 2000. And since then, there have been more and more artificial.
That's really impressive if you think about like 17 years only, mate.
Fishing village has access to an AstroTurf field.
It's
We
decent.
have a town of 7,000 people. They have their own hall, huge hall, full-size indoor hall with 7,000 people.
Like this?
Like this, yeah.
Since 2000, Iceland has erected 7 giant indoor facilities, all publicly funded. They've also built over 150 outdoor fields with underground heating, and the nation has become a hotbed.
Wow, that's really good.
Elite football talent.
Well, a hotbed.
I was playing handball a lot during the winter time because it was snowing a lot in my hometown. The indoor hall, when that got built, it sort of sparkled my enthusiasm on football, and it's changed a lot, obviously, for us as a country, because you can play on a beautiful indoor artificial grass all year round.
Having built a network of peerless facilities,
that's really cool
the
that they
country
did
then
that.
made an unprecedented investment into football education, building a battalion of elite.
Come on!
You've got a master's degree in international relations. What made you decide, you know what, I'm going to be a football coach?
Got lucky, really. It's typical for Icelandic coaches to have, different backgrounds. And then you just start coaching and one thing leads to another, and for some of us it turns out, very well. And you end up as a professional footballer, finally.
By 2016, this nation of 325,000 had developed over 600 elite coaches, or 1 per 550 people. England, by comparison, has 1 for every 11,000 of its inhabitants.
That helps them to love the game. And what do you do when you love the game? You go outside of the organized training session and do something extra. That's where the best players are born.
Among their hundreds of freshly minted coaches, the Icelandic national team chose this man to help make it a footballing power.
Some coaches do golf, some coaches go out shooting reindeers or whatever they do in their spare time. I'm a dentist. I've been here now for 4 years. Started with the youth, then 5 years with the women, 5 years with the men's team, and now 4 years with the national team. So somebody is holding my hand slowly, and I always get more and more responsibility in coaching. I think being a dentist is really good because you have to see if the patient is scared, it's maybe a scared kid, and you have to approach this person differently than another one. And I think also that helps when you come to football because it's the same about players.
I've always wondered while I've been sat in the chair, what is going through the mind?
I think being a dentist is a lot different than just going to have a little swing about with your friends on the golf course every Saturday or something.
Heimir had help. The Federation also hired the veteran Lars Lagerbäck, who previously overseen the national teams of both Sweden and Nigeria. The co-coaching arrangement with Heimir.
Sweden? Nigeria. Pretty similar.
I think it's many benefits of it.
How did he end up in Sweden, Nigeria?
Formality, because the way Heimir and I is working is about the same as we did the first 2 years. So I always believe that it's a teamwork from all of the staff, but especially from the 2 coaches. You can't work without a good staff, in my opinion.
We're lucky that we had such a lot of players, same age, that went together. They pushed each other always to go higher, playing for better teams. When we take the field, we think if we prepare well, we can almost beat anyone.
We actually have one big star. Gylfi Sigurðsson is a star, no question about it. He's the heart of the team.
Gylfi og enn hliður hann í nei, takk fyrir!
He plays in the midfield for us. He can control the tempo of the games. You can always give the ball to him. He doesn't miss the ball. She takes all our set pieces, so he's definitely one of the key players.
The spirit in this Icelandic team, I've never seen anything like it. Is it because you guys came through as kids together, essentially playing with a bunch of your mates?
Yeah, it is. A lot of the players have been playing together since we were playing in the under-16s, so we've been playing together for almost 10 years now. It is such a small country, a lot of us are really good mates.
One of his best mates is Aron Gunnarsson, the squad's bearded, swashbuckling captain.
I'm a bit different than the others.
Showing him giving a pee-pee touch?
Like I said, I'm not the technical person in the team.
He's a tough guy. He's the guy who tackles. He's a guy who fights. He's a guy who runs his lungs out every time.
I think
well, that's a high
he could have
kick.
been a professional sportsman in any sport because he has this Viking element.
If we speak to any coach who've had an Icelandic player in a foreign country, he's always going to say he's a hard worker. We always think we're the best country in the world, and we always think we're the biggest, and that's how it is, and that's how it's always going to be.
And this is what struck me most about the Icelandic people. Over and over I was blown away by their unshakable commitment and will to succeed. They even have a word for it.
Duglegur.
Duglegur.
Yeah. Duglegur. Industrious.
Say it for
Duglegur.
My Icelandic is crap, you got to excuse me.
Not trying to butcher it.
Duglegur.
Duglegur.
Duglegur, yeah.
Duglegur.
Duglegur. I'm butchering it.
When you do something which you're not should maybe be able to do, you get the word duglegur.
Duglegur, it's hard working.
Can you say it for me?
Duglegur.
Duglegur.
By 2014, the strategic elements were all in place. As they coalesced, one final factor emerged, a fanatical fan base that sprung up to propel the team on its fairy tale run to Euro 2016.
What has been fantastic about this group is that they have changed the others around them. So they started to wear the national team shirt, and they are singing the national anthem, which is not the most powerful national anthem in the world.
Before home games, Heimir Hallgrímsson, national team coach,
he didn't know
goes
it,
to a bar where the fans are warming up, and he shows them the starting 11 even before the press gets it.
That's so cool.
I know it's silly, and it looks silly for probably everyone to do it. It's
That's so
our
cool.
duty to let our best supporters know what we're trying to achieve in the game. Now it's just this stuff, probably 300, 400, 500 people in a pub, and they're squeezing in, and it's closed, and it's fantastic atmosphere there.
27,000 Icelanders, more than 8% of the total population, have travelled to France for Euro 2016. Even for a famously taciturn people, emotions are now running high.
It's a big moment for Iceland. It's a big moment for the players. It's a big moment for me.
There was always a saying that Icelanders have too few people to qualify for a major tournament in national team football. But now we cannot say it ever.
You only need
That's
11
awesome.
players. And you can create good 11 players anywhere in the world. You can beat anyone.
Big Pete, I got one question. Yeah. How are Iceland going to do in the Euros?
Iceland are gonna win the Euros.
Oh, Big Pete. You make me believe in Vikings.
We are gonna invade the mainland of Europe with the biggest Viking invasion since the 11th century. You can bring that.
Dang, what a cool video. I've actually been to Iceland, and it was really cool when I went. I was pretty young, but I remember it was really cool. And that's awesome that they have so much pride in their team. That's awesome. And especially considering how well they actually did. Like, that was awesome. I was actually in England when they beat England. No. The sports analyst on TV after the game in England. Oh, they're like, yeah, every England person who played in this game should basically quit. Damn. It's pretty harsh. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Make sure you drop a like if you like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!